We just got ourselves a big ol' update on the new Exorcist movie coming in October of next year from Jason Blum himself. Let's get into this.
What's your favorite scary movie? Amen.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Blum, Pennywise, the ends you now.
We're gonna get you. Oh, blood on the beast!
God, don't do that.
But sometimes death is better.
Hey everybody, what's up? KillJoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we're talking a little bit about the Exorcist remake coming from Blumhouse. Now this is a little bit of a weird situation here because I'm not exactly super excited for this film. I have my doubts, my hopes, my predictions, and all of that. But we do have ourselves a big ol' nasty update today, including a big ol' cast list and what else they're kind of wanting to do with this film. Jason Blum kind of clarifies some of the things they're hoping to accomplish with this brand new trilogy of Exorcist films. Before I get into all that though, of course, if you guys can like this video and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that. So Jason Blum, the head honcho himself, gave us a big ol' update on the Exorcist reboot, continuation, remake, whatever the heck this thing is going to be, that apparently all of the other sequels are going to be canon to. So I don't know what the heck this thing is going to be, but I'm excited for it. Just in case you have no idea what the heck is going on with this thing so far, basically David Gordon Green is directing the film, and it's coming from a screenplay written by himself, Peter Sattler, Scott Teems, and Danny McBride. So basically the same team behind all of these new Halloween films is basically moving over to The Exorcist next year in October of 2023. Now, although Jamie Lee Curtis is currently rumored to be voicing Pazuzu in this new movie, which, let me tell you, even if these movies suck, that would just blow my fucking mind right there if she came in just to do that crazy voice. Oh, I would love that. The other cast members currently include and are confirmed to be Ann Dowd from The Handmaid's Tale and, of course, one of my favorite horror movies of all time, Hereditary, Leslie Odom Jr. from Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery coming out soon, and Ellen Burstyn, who is returning to reprise her role as Chris McNeil all these years later from the 1973 original classic. Speaking to Variety about the new Exorcist film, Jason Blum says, "We are getting ready to make it. Hopefully we will do the same thing with The Exorcist that we did with Halloween. Make it in a way that's fresh and worth revisiting and feels different enough so that people are happy we did it." Now, when this was announced that Blumhouse was doing this, I was immediately skeptical because Halloween and The Exorcist are just two entirely different franchises. And I am happy that Blumhouse is approaching this new movie a little differently than they did with the Halloween franchise. Because with the new Halloween movies, it kind of ignores all the other films and just about every other timeline besides that original movie and continues straight on from there 40 some years later. Actually, exactly 40 years later. Now, David Gordon Green has been very vocal about how he's approaching this new Exorcist film in a very different way than how he did with the new Halloween films, which I think is the only way that you can really approach a new Exorcist movie because it's just a totally different scenario than what's going on with the Halloween franchise right now. To paraphrase what Green said, he is basically going to be using all of the films in this canon, but it's not going to be something that's like super important to this movie. It's kind of a brand new story that, yes, all those other movies could work with it, and maybe they will actually take some plot details from all those movies and work them into this new film, which would be cool, but I think it would just work a lot better if you didn't have to see all of the past 5 Exorcist movies just to see this new one. Now, Ellen Burstyn, who is coming back to reprise her role as Chris McNeil, God bless her heart, she is 88 years old and she's coming back to be in this horror movie. What a badass. Apparently, her filming has already concluded. Like, they got it done back in February, and obviously they wanted to do this so that she didn't have to be on set with a bunch of other actors, crew members at risk for, well, that thing that's still going around that a lot of us have forgotten about, unfortunately. But I can't say it in YouTube videos if you're wondering what I'm talking about. The studio wanted to film her scenes first, obviously for that reason, and she's already wrapped production, which is crazy. I haven't even heard about this until now. So me and many others are speculating that her role will be limited to a cameo, and that I'm fine with. Something that I'm not super fine with, though, is that Linda Blair won't be appearing in this movie. Like, that's like making a new Halloween film without Jamie Lee Curtis. It just wouldn't be bona fide, as Amber from Scream would say. Now, Linda Blair doesn't really act too much anymore. I believe she runs like a nonprofit nowadays, and she's just doing other things with her life, and that's totally fine, but you think they would at least like offer her a role in this, a cameo appearance? I don't know, something. Just it just feels a little weird that they're not even going to like reach out to her about this new film. Or maybe they have and she said no. Listen, I don't know the situation, but I wasn't there, unfortunately. I wish I was. I think that would be really cool if I was, but maybe that's the case, but it is just a little strange to me, that's all. From Jason Blum's comments, we can also surmise that they are probably starting production for this new film soon and that the script is already written according to David Gordon Green. I have so many concerns about this. I don't think we need a trilogy. I really don't think we need a trilogy of Exorcist films. If they want to do one more from Blumhouse as some kind of like requel, continuation thing, whatever, okay, sure. Nothing about this really screams trilogy to me. I don't know. I don't think you need a trilogy of Exorcist films. I feel like one would work, and that would be cool. With Halloween, it's totally different. You can tell a much bigger story with that concept. But with the Exorcist, what are they going to do here? Like, I really just don't. I don't know. If someone came to me and said, hey, you got to make an Exorcist continuation, I would probably say no, just because of how intimidating that is. With The Exorcist, it's kind of like making a continuation to the Blair Witch Project. I mean, you're just never going to make something that is that impactful to the horror genre. I mean, looking at the Blair Witch Project, no matter how you feel about it, love it or hate it, that advertisement for that movie, how they advertised that movie as being like real, a snuff film essentially, and they advertised it online with this crazy marketing campaign, you're just never going to do something better than that. And with The Exorcist, it's kind of the same thing. Like, this movie was so shocking and so appalling for so many different reasons back in the early 70s, you're just never going to be able to recreate that magic. You're just not. I mean, I know a lot of people love The Exorcist 3, but for the majority of these sequels, they're just not great. They just don't live up to what is so amazing about that first movie. It's a really intimidating franchise to be continuing, opposed to the Halloween franchise, where if you just make another slasher film, that will suffice for most fans. This is a completely different ballpark, and I just don't know if this is going to be the best situation for Blumhouse or David Gordon Green. I'm usually very optimistic when it comes to continuations of certain franchises, but then there's some franchises like this, where it's just like, I don't know how you could do another movie and top the original, because with the sequel, you kind of imply that. If you're coming up with a sequel, you have an idea that's really cool, something that could challenge the original or something that could be different enough to separate itself from the original but still be in the same lineage. With The Exorcist or the Blair Witch Project or even like things like Back to the Future, I just don't think you could continue that. I don't think you could do another one because those movies are so influential and so important to their time. I just don't know. I just don't know if they could do this. I don't know if they're going to be able to pull it off the same way as with the Halloween franchise. This is, of course, just my crazy opinion, though. What do you guys think? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this update on Blumhouse's new Exorcist film coming in October of 2023. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, especially if you're new here. It really helps this page grow. Please make sure to support this channel on Patreon or become a channel member by clicking that join button on my page. I have a live stream at 7 o'clock tonight for Jason and Freddy tier members only. Make sure to check it out. I might be revealing some stuff about Red Right Hand, a Scream fan film, a movie that I'm making that comes out this December. I'm very excited for you guys to see it. Thank you guys for watching again, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.